Hello everyone, how are you all? Happy whatever time of the day it is when you are watching this, either live or in person, or indeed on the catch up. Let me know how you're doing, whether you're watching it live or in the catch up. If you're watching it live, get on over into the chat room over there and tell me. And if not, that's totally cool. You'll be maybe watching this on YouTube. Throw a little comment in the comment section. Tell me that you're watching it on the catch up. So what I want to say before we do anything else, I've been saying this for all of my streams, right? I wanted to show you what we're listening to. I am a huge fan of the Chill Hop folks, right? And all of their stuff is on Bandcamp, which means you can buy it for like a handful of dollars. What we're listening to at the minute is from Chill Hop Beats L Train. It's only just started as we started this stream, so that's pretty good timing. And as you can see, if I scroll down, look, you can buy it for €4. €4 for what is a 10-track album. Brilliant. Anyway, right. So what are we doing? We're going to be looking at some perf stuff. Now, I've never actually done full-on perf stuff, so this will be completely new to me. Excuse me. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have a look and see if we can figure out how to actually measure perf stuff, because you got to measure before you cut, right? But what I want to do, let me just collapse all of these. Let Rider do its thing. Hopefully you can see all the little icons that are showing up. Hey, you've got logging enabled. You haven't turned it on. I've got a vulnerable package, and that's because we're actually running ASP.NET Core 2.2.0. We're not really running ASP.NET Core 2.20, but we are. So that's why that's coming up. What I want to do is I want to perf test this entire class right here. I'm gonna run the tests, let it do its thing. I'm going to do git status and see where we are. Run master. All right, we're going to do checkout B feature perf tests 1. Perf tests 1. Yeah, perf test 1. Right, so we can see if I collapse this down. I want to try and remove this. No point in that being there. How did I do it before? Wait, what's the bit that it's in the sample controllers? Right, okay. Controllers. Let's exclude from, no, not from description. Exclude from code coverage. Excellent. Rerun that. That should then, this will drop off. We only save 8 lines of non-covered code coverage. So, that should be excluded. Oh well, I've been having this all day actually in different things. I've been seeing things not updating properly. There you go. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to exclude from coverage results. Yep. Let's get rid of that. Cool. Okay, so let's get rid of this. So what I want to do is I want to see how much, if any, time is being spent on this method. Pretty long. Now, the thing is, all of these ifs are required, because what I thought was maybe I can just like cache one whole big set of the headers and just splat them in. Problem is, each one has to be added individually because they're HTTP headers, right? So you can't just say add the referrer policy and expect CT, because they have to be added because it's a key value store, right? If I do F12 on try add header, which is my method name for triad. Do I really want to be silently capturing that? Probably not. Anyway, so try add header is my extension method that I've written to actually attempt to add headers to the response headers. Now the response headers itself is it's an I-header dictionary, which is a wrapper around dictionary, right? It's a dictionary of string to string values. So I can't just cache a bunch of these individually and work from there. But what I am thinking is that these build header values, especially for a given long content security policy, will end up doing lots of allocations and running rather slowly. So what I want to do is I want to test this by how can I test it? What I want to do is I want to test it by adding into my program.cs a really rather large content security policy. Because if I add a large content security policy, that will represent what a realistic-ish use of this will be. Because currently it just adds a self content. I'll show you. For those who don't know what content security policy is, it's kind of like a block list, or rather an allow list for a website, right? If you've ever been to or seen any of those TV shows, if you've ever been to a special place where you're on a list to get in, that's what a content security policy is. Ever seen those movies where there's a bouncer outside and they say if you ain't on the list you're not getting in? That's what a content security policy is. So the content security policy for this particular example, let me move this around so you can see. Right, it says script source self. That means we can only load JavaScript in this instance from localhost, right? Object source self can only load from localhost. It also blocks all mixed content, so that means it can't do HTTP and HTTPS, can only do HTTPS, and then it upgrades insecure requests. So if the page itself contains a request for a JavaScript file, which exists outside of localhost, it will not get loaded. The browser will not allow it to be loaded. If the page includes an anchor includes an image tag, which points at an HTTP resource, it will silently get upgraded, and then anything else on the page which can't be upgraded will immediately be blocked because it's what's called mixed content. So that's cool, but that's not very useful. That's not a real life scenario. So we'll add in a realistic looking CSP. Use content security policy. What does that look like? Content security policy. I just need to remind myself of how it works. Use content security policy. Excellent. Do I have a... I feel like I have a method for building up. Oh, of course I do. I know. Right. We have this in a bug which we squashed a while back. Let's have a look at it won't be the pull request, it'll be in issues. There is a closed issue where a friend had, there we go. Set CSP URIs. Use content. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, use our middleware, build the default, set CSP URIs, and we do new list. Okay. New list of content security policy elements. That's the one. Like that. Then what do we need to do to make that work? I suppose we need to supply stuff. Let's do this. I think we need to call build after this. But do that. And we'll get loads and loads of things. Let's collapse this down. New list of these things. Do a little neat trick inside of there we go. Whoops. Add that. Cool. Right. Okay. Get rid of the rubbish. Excellent. So I want to test this to make sure it does this, right? So we should see when we reload this again, there should be a directive for self and a directive for CDN.js Cloudflare. That's going to be running any moment now. Cool. So we've got self and cdnjs Cloudflare. Got a double space there. Maybe we should look at that at the same time. We'll do that in a moment. The directive. Directive or a URI. We never actually say what it's for. I think I found another problem with this. Now this. Roll back this file. Yep. Okay. Right. Where's the content security policy? Content security policy. Right. I think there is a problem. Yeah. Okay, so there's a problem with the way that this works. Set CSP URIs just takes in a list of them. Oh no. Yes. Right type. Yeah, there we go. Found it. Right. Yep, and that's in style. Right, okay. Alright, I misunderstood what was going on. Let's do that. Where does this bracket go? That bracket goes there, so we can. So that sets some style CSPs. Let's add some others. So we're gonna say gonna drag in a JavaScript one. Script. Oh, yep. Okay, we'll keep the self. What we'll do is I will go ahead and grab some I'll go grab a random large. Oh, I know. Grab one from a real website. Oh, content security policy. Here we go. Copy that value. Really long string of stuff. Default source self. Right, so what I'm going to need to do, I'm going to need to split this out. So, we don't need default. Okay, right. Really, this should be a test, but we'll do it like this for now. Yes, one of those. Excellent. There we go. New one of those. Why did that not happen? One of those. There we go. And it's going to be a these. The default, wasn't it? Oh, there we go. Default URI. Yep. The default source. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Be self, and then another one for GitHub, and another one for GitHub users. So all of these are going to be. Oops. Gosh, this is going to take a long time to type, but that's fine. New one of these, and just do that. It's fine. Right. Command type. It's a URI. Directive or URI splat, except I want to go. Okay, we'll do this for now, and then we'll extremify it. Get to the extreme. Excuse me. Frame ancestors. So this is going to be watching me do a lot of copy paste, everyone. So I do apologize. This method's going to get really rather large. Frame ancestors. So we're saying self only. Fantastic. That helps us clear that up. This also lets me see how difficult it is to set a custom CSP. Whoops. Makes me think that I need to. Oh, we want to get rid of the self one. Apparently, we're not doing a self there. Makes me think that maybe we need to rethink the way that the CSP is added. This is getting a bit unwieldy. Oh, you know. Hey, it's this one. I really like this track. Where's that? But I've gone past it, right? What I'm looking for as I move along here is I'm looking for the semicolons. Yeah. SoundCloud, interesting. Probably where they're pulling their podcasts in from. Can I not jump to the end of the line? I thought that... There we go. Paste that in there. Next one is script, which is what we've got here. What we're trying to say here. Self and unsafe inline. Oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, they're the boss. Do as I say, not do as I... Do as I say, not as I do. That's right. Command type is a directive, and directive or URI is unsafe inline. Pro tip, folks, don't use unsafe inline unless you absolutely positively have to. Even worse, unsafe ill eval. Oh, Wasp, what are you doing? Gonna have to cough, folks. Give me a second. So, why is it bad to use unsafe inline and unsafe eval? You might be wondering. Command type equals command type dot directive and directive is that. So, why is it bad to use unsafe inline and unsafe eval? So, it's bad to use both of those. Basically underlines the whole point of having a content security policy if you do that. It's like having someone on the door with a list of people who can come in, but having the door wide open. Like, there's literally no point. If you've got security on the door stopping people getting in, and then you have a completely wide open door, what's the point? So, got a style up here, aren't we? Well, we did that one right, so let's grab this one. Problem is, all these tooltips are getting in the way. Do that. Ooh. Okay, no, that's fine. I'm alright with that. So we got self. Gonna copy this line. Gonna do unsafe inline. Like I said, folks, what I want to do is I want to try and get a relatively realistic looking CSP so I can see whether, nope, that's data, whether this is even, oh no, it's loading from data. That's a directive and that needs to be added last. Yeah, what I'm trying to do is find out whether, is it a directive? Let's try it. I think it is. I'm going to get a relatively useful looking whoops, data colon. I think data is a URL, but there you go. I want to get a relatively useful looking CSP from a real website to see how long it takes to process. It may take. I've got a feeling this is going to take seconds to process. Right? I've never done this check, so let's do this. And even if all we're doing is doing it manually, right? I've got a feeling data is a URL. Nope, that's not right. Gosh. Up and yeah. Fonts.gstack. Okay, it's just this one URL. Interesting. It's my air freshener going off again. Don't need the semicolon. Don't need the space. Fantastic. Manifest. Because you see, you can't say whether something is performant or not unless you measure it. You can't measure something unless you're doing it with realistic looking data. So let's do it with some realistic looking data. This is for, oh gosh, they've all gone down a style. What a wally. That was font. Yep, and now this one is manifest. Let me do that first. Manifest. Just the one. I'm probably giving away loads of like the secret sauce as to how the OWASP website works, but it's fine. As long as they don't have any this is the image. As long as they don't have any like secret code in here, then we're all good. Yeah, that data is a URL. Image. Wow, loads of images being pulled from everywhere. Is that the last one? I think it is. Alright. It's going to take a long time to pause down. I'm not using a mouse, I'm using a trackpad, but that's fine. May as well take this whole line. Do it the really long way, Jamie. That's a great idea. There. Did I get rid of the comma? Of course I did. What a wally. Keep data. Then end, home, copy, end, paste. This. All the way back to here. Then end, home. Oh gosh. Did that wrong? Horrendously wrong. End, home, copy, end, paste. Three. This is dealing with lots and lots and lots of strings. Yeah. This is dealing with lots and lots and lots of strings, so this is going to take a long time to build because it uses a string builder behind the scenes. So maybe string builder isn't the right thing to do. But again, we need to test this before we can do anything else. So let's keep copy pasting. We'll get there. Look, we're getting towards the end of it. It's only almost just one screen. Get rid of the image shields there. End, home, copy, end, return, paste. I'm going to turn this into a test, I think, once I've done this. So I've got it somewhere, because it's pointless me doing all of this then to delete it, right? Grab the fruit. A really itchy nose. Sorry, everyone. Whew. Paste. There is no point in doing all of this if it's just going to get removed, so we're going to add this at some point. Probably add like a test method that will generate a ridiculous. I'll call the method like generate OWASP. Generate ridiculous CSP header. Or generate realistic. Yeah, that's it. I have a static helper method that just generates this, that returns all of this clobber. There we go. There we go. Copy. Paste. Wow, this is taking a while. Versal. Okay. We have a lot of images being loaded from a lot of different places. I suppose though, if they're a website, because OWASP is a website that shows a lot of stuff from all sorts of different places. So of course, they're going to be displaying images from everywhere. It's like they'll have like sponsors, and they'll have like people uploading images for their chapters and things like that. Also, folks, if you don't know much about OWASP, go learn about OWASP, because they do a whole bunch of wonderful work in the community, and it's all free. You know? Can't beat free security education, right? I'll have to tell you all about Tanya Junker. She's amazing. She does free cyber. She helps with getting people hooked up for free cybersecurity mentoring. When you get into cybersecurity, go see Tanya, because she'll help you find someone who will mentor you some way or other, getting you started. Holy moly, how many more of these are there? I think we've got some repeats here. Seen as 3 AWS. Oh well. That's the problem with content security policies. You end up adding way more than you need, and you when you do it the first time, and you end up adding multiples, duplicates of the same URLs, and nothing tells you whether you've got it multiplied or not. Like, there's nothing in the browser. The browser will happily accept a content security policy with multiple copies of the same URL or directive in there. Maybe that could be a thing for browser developers. Hey, browser developers, give me a tool inside of your developer tools, some flag or other that tells me whether my content security policy contains duplicate rules or rules that override each other. That would be super cool. Because then my content security policy can be as long as I want, and the tooling can tell me whether I've got like overlapping directives. That'd be brilliant. So if y'all want to run with that and claim it as your own, please do. Right. Okay. We've got this massive content security policy now. What I'm going to do is I am going to get, am I in my branch? I am git dot git commit recreated OWASP CSP for homepage. Recreated CSP used on OWASP homepage in example app. Cool. I'm not going to push it anywhere, but it's there. Oh yeah, I didn't do that. Okay, so I've done that. Okay, it doesn't matter. Right. Stop that. I want to see how long it takes to request this page, and I want to see what it looks like. See what actually works. This will be a good test to see if what we've done actually works, because it may not. Okay, cool. It works. We've got some extra spaces, some errant spaces here and there, but we can work on that. That's not a problem. Excellent. So we've got that. That actually took way less time to process than I thought it would. Let's tidy all of this clobber up everywhere in this file. There we go. Remove redundant code in file. Just in this file, please. Cool. Right, that was a lot faster. So now that we've got it running, what I want to do is I want to know whether this takes a long time. Content security policy remote only. Content security policy. Yeah, okay. So in here, I want a stopwatch. Watch. This isn't going to give very accurate results, but I want something that will let me time this. So I'm going to jump over here. No point in creating it unless we actually need it. Create it. Content security policy. There it is. Watch.start. Watch.stop. Nope, stop. This isn't going to be very accurate, and I'll tell you why later. Okay, so we need to stop and start again. So a stopwatch is good, way better than using datetime, but it's not as good as using the actual what are they called? I can't think of the word now. I've kind of lost my head. Not as good as actually using proper metrics, but it will give us a clue as to what's happening. So let's debug this. I'm gonna fall over initially. It's fine. I hit refresh on that. How long did it take to run? Watch. 0 time. I mean, that's wonderful, but I don't think that's true. Might be jumping into the report only. It is. Okay, so I'm timing the wrong thing. That's fine. So, security, content. Oh, yeah. Bye. Put these in the wrong place. Right. Oh no, I can't. Try again. Debug. Only when it's running debug. Interesting. Oh well. Fine. Let this do its thing. Wipe that out. Run. The stopwatch took, wow, almost no seconds. 7 milliseconds. Alright. So if I take all of this back out, all of this. Again, it's not a very accurate reading because A, I'm running it in debug to be able to hit that breakpoint, and B, we're not seeing multiple jits. So watch. So it takes 7 milliseconds for the system to generate this long. Again, this is not accurate, right? Really, what I need to be doing is doing there we go. Is doing realistic metric grabbing, but this is giving us a clue as to what's going on, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take a moment to actually create these ones. This is going to be well boring watching me copy paste, but I'm going to do it because it's going to be worth it. This is, like I said, a realistic CSP. So let's get this down here and we'll go like this. Whoops. How did, what? You just use structural objection. No, I don't want that. I don't want to navigate using the tab key. When I push tab, I want it to indent by a tab. Yeah. Right. This is one of my favorites, this one. I think most of my favorites come from this album, you know. Get up content, get rid of that one. So far, this has been my favorite album to stream. It's got all the bangers on it. Copy, paste. No websites, you see. So they could simplify a bunch of the... no, you don't want to simplify. Okay, fair enough. Whoops. I wonder if this will add anything to it. Probably doing a whole bunch of allocations, and we can't, unless we use the performance counters, which are built into .NET, by the way. We'll do that next. We need to do this anyway, so we may as well do that next. Duplicate this line first. So I know that YouTube is going to try and create captions for this video. And a fair few of these tracks have had singing or something approaching singing in it. So I wonder what YouTube will do with these. Oh no, I want you to actually tidy up properly. Like this, yeah, Wally. There we go. Whoops. I wonder if I do just these ones, whether it'll tidy those ones up. Nope. Oh, that's really annoying. I'm like this, right, folks? I need to get everything just so. Call it what you want. I call it making tidy code, but there you go. This. There's probably some really cool, like, really cool way to use like grep or sed or awk. Do all of this for me. I'm just not smart enough to know. Or maybe some Vim or Emacs keyboard shortcut wizardry that I could use that would fix it. But again, I'm not that clever. Happy to do this. because it's keeping me busy. Oh, it also means I can spot that error. Can we scroll down a bit? Yep, all right. Whoops. I don't know what we'll test for. Test that we don't buffer overflow or something. That could be the test we do. This time, instead of doing all of this later, we'll do it once. Yep, this one has got all my favorites on it. Man. Right. May take us an hour or so just to get this entered, but I don't care because this needs to be entered so we can do some actual testing with it. I'm definitely feeling the lack of caffeine. Woo. I've been off caffeine for a while just to see if it would make a difference. I can feel it. How long have I been off caffeine for now? Well, we May 15th of May 2023. So I have been off caffeine since November. Not every single possible source of caffeine. So like if I have a caffeinated soda, like I'm not going to cry about it, but I'm also going to try my hardest not to have the caffeinated soda next time. So I'm really enjoying the decaffeinated sodas. And you know, there's going to bound to be someone watching live or on the repeat thinking, gosh, Jamie, why are you drinking soda or coffee without actually drinking any like what's the point of drinking a decaf coffee? I tell you, I don't want to be up for 3 days. Whew. That kind of stuff happens, yo. Anyway, that's all about me. I don't mind talking more about me if that's what you'll want. I'm happy to also talk you through what I'm doing. This will take a long time to do, but it's fine. I'm probably going to end up copying it incorrectly. I'm watching the VOD in the future. I found a way to send messages back in time. Great Scott, Sully Dev. Great Scott. Oh, jeez. How are you, my friend? Are you okay? There's about a 7 to 9 second delay on this. So I'll see your message just before it appears on the video. Excellent. I'll run you through what I'm doing. I'm good. I'm just had half price burgers. Oh man. Talk about a Brucey bonus, especially with what's going on in the world right now. Half price, if you can get a half price burger, that's nothing to be sniffed at. As long as it's a good burger. Was it a good burger? Were they good burgers? That's not as in the place, the TV show place, good burger, but I mean, were they good? Right? Really hope that they were. I fit more of this on screen. I probably can. Let's burn this out a little bit. Excellent. Yeah, I hope that they were good. And I hope you're doing well. I know you've already answered that, but I just want to say it anyway. So, what I'm doing, because you probably didn't catch the beginning part, is I want to test the speed at which the content security policy. You get half burger. Oh yeah, of course, right? If you can get a half price burger, that means you get 2 for the price of 1. That's just maths right there. That's plain and simple, like simple maths. Everybody loves maths, right? Especially when it comes to burgers. Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm building up a realistic looking content security policy to see what the processing of a content security policy looks like with this library, because I never really tested it. We're just like, oh, I'll give you the ability to build as big of a content security policy as you want. But if you want to shoot yourself in the foot, then go right ahead. We don't want that. So let's do this. I'm also finding a couple of bugs related to how it's generating the content security policy, but they're not like game breaking. They're just like, that doesn't look great. It'll still work, but it doesn't look great. A couple of extra spaces where there shouldn't be spaces and stuff like that. Let's see, meetup.com. Interesting. I'm also getting a good look as to what's allowed on the there it is, on the OWASP website. Posted the photos on Instagram. I think you can guess the URL. Is it @SurlyDev? Oh my goodness, we'll have to have a look in a minute. I'm gonna get these done. It's gonna take a while, but there you go. So yeah, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build, so I've taken the real content security policy from the OWASP website, from the homepage of the OWASP website. Sometimes the tooltips just get in the way. Taking the content security policy from the homepage of the OWASP website, see if I can overload the content security policy builder in this in my OwaspHeaders.Core middleware to see if it will break if you put too many in. Now obviously it will break. It will be there will be a hard requirement on having enough memory to combine these strings, right? But how many strings is too many? The only way to find out is to test it. Let's test it. Unsafe inline. And right, so the data one usually has to go last. Not always, but usually. There. Whoops. It might just be. It might just be. That reminds me of Hong Kong Phooey. Y'all remember Hong Kong Phooey? Who is Hong Kong Phooey? Is it Dave, the whatever? Is it Janice, the phone operator? Or is it, what was his name? The kindly janitor. What was it? It's like, was it Jeff, the kindly janitor or whatever? Could be. What it reminds me of. I'm using Git to make sure that I don't crash everything. Go back to Git. Git status. Git and oh yeah, I've added that. Yeah. Example. I don't even need to git commit. Formatting. OWASP TSP URL as a separate directive. Henry Pooch, the janitor of the police station. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh cool, I finished formatting it. Right. So thank you very much for that, SurlyDev, by the way. According to your smart speaker, it is that person, right? So what I've done is we've said content security policy, wrapped a stopwatch around it. Now this isn't a very scientific test. Don't do this for realistic metrics gathering that you need to do. When you need to do realistic metrics gathering, you want to use the .NET counters, I guess would be a good place to start. .NET counters is a good place to start for getting actual performance counters. Now I'm doing this lo-fi just to see if there is a difference, because there may not even be a difference. I could spend, hours putting in some performance counters and find out that there isn't a difference. So let's find out if there is. Right, so what I've got a stopwatch start and stop around the use content security policy. I've got a frankly ridiculous content security policy. It's not really ridiculous, it's a realistic one. from the OWASP headers, from the OWASP Foundation website. From this page, I loaded this page, hit F12, did a refresh and got their content security policy. They've added that in one line at a time, right? So let's run this with a full realistic content security policy and see how much time it takes to generate each page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh this page like this. Oh, my breakpoint didn't fire. I didn't put it in. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to refresh this page again. And the stopwatch says that it took almost no time. So is there a point in making this faster? It's probably, right, hang on. That first time through was probably really well jitted. But we'll clean that. So for those who don't know, ASP.NET Core and .NET Core 3 onwards, I think. So this includes .NET 5, .NET 6, .NET 7, which is currently out at the time of recording, and .NET 8 when it carries into November this year. It does this aggressive rejitting of your application. And so every time you run it, it gets recompiled to see if it can make things faster for you for free. The amount of stuff we get as devs, as .NET devs for free is ridiculous. Right. Get rid of that. Right. Let's see. Wow. 5 milliseconds. So is it worth making that faster? And now this time, because it's rejitted it, because it's intelligently cached it, presumably, it might not even be worth doing anything clever. So what we could do is we could say private. We're not going to call it read only, we'll call it string. Calculated content security policy. And leave that as is null. Yeah. Right. Then what we're going to do, well, we've got this stopwatch. We're going to go if string.is null or empty, null or white space. Yeah, null or white space. Calculated content security policy. If that is null, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and generate it. Calculated content security policy. Whoops. This may not even speed it up. I don't know. Calculated content security policy. So the idea, again, we progressively, slowly. Your post-burger overloaded state forgot to ask, how are you? I'm doing really well, thank you, Surly Dev. I'm working through some stuff on here, and it's making me happy. I love slinging code and seeing what's going on. I don't know why, but the chat keeps mentioning welcome to the chat room. I don't know whether you can see it. It's on there like 3 or 4 times. I wonder if maybe my connection dropped a few seconds, but there you go. Thank you for asking, Surly Dev. Thank you very much. So, what we're going to do is we are going to leave that there. Yeah, across the whole method. That is just for me. All right, fair enough. It's just for me. It must be my connection. That means it's special. That's what I think. That's what I think. Right. So what we're going to do is start the stopwatch. See if we've calculated it before. If we haven't, go calculate the content security policy, and then use whatever we've got in this string. The idea being that since the secure headers middleware is always in memory the entire time that the application is running, it will only ever be null or white space once, and then it will only ever call into this method once. Afterwards, it will just use the value in memory. Now, we can't get faster than 0 milliseconds, but we can try. We'll see what happens. Again, this isn't a scientific test. Oh, bother. I took my breakpoint out again. To clean and rebuild. So the problem is that because I keep taking the breakpoint out, that first time is the one that we want. Again, this is not a scientific test. If we wanted to, we could do a scientific test, but again, I want to see if it's worth doing a scientific test first. Right, what are we saying? So it's 5 milliseconds the first time, 0 milliseconds the second time. Fair enough. We can't get faster than 0 milliseconds. Did I not tell you where I was talking to you from? You're absolutely right, Surly Dev. Absolutely right. Let's get rid of this stopwatch. I think that's good enough. But is good enough good enough? Get rid of that. We want to do the same thing for the next line up. So if we've not calculate it. Otherwise, use it. We only ever want to check whether we've calculated and using it if we're using either of the content security policies. I can optimize this. If no, I can't. I thought I could, but I can't. Actually, I'm talking to you from the past. Way back in the past, I was working on web forms today. .NET Framework 4.7.2. Wow. .NET Framework 4.7 with web forms. My goodness, I'm going to have to blow my nose. So I'm just going to mute my microphone 1 second. Is 4.7.2 even is 4.7.2 even supported anymore? Let's find out. Allergic to old tech. I wish. No, it's my allergies have been all over the place today. 4.7. So servicing. No, okay. This is. I want the .NET policy page. .NET framework. View the .NET framework support policy page. .NET framework 4.5.2 support lifecycle. They don't make it easy to find this information, do they? You're on 4.7.2. 4.7.2. Windows 7, Windows Server, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 10, Windows Server 2012. See, it's still in support. Just not for, not for the faint of heart. Is what it is. Cool. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to rerun all the tests, make sure that I haven't broken anything. Oh no, I did. I broke something. Oh, what did I break? Oh, what? Came out null. I gotta see this. I've got a null ref here. Let's rerun that test. Header is present with multiple C. Yeah. Right, that can't be null because that's a ball. That is null. Okay, step over. Oh, of course. I know. Wally. I'm gonna go back to source control to see this. One of the things I changed. That's what gave me the null ref. Oh, wrong thing. Yep. There we go. See, pro tip, folks, if you make a change to your code, always rerun the tests. Always. Fantastic. So we're 82% code coverage. I like it. The whole class is covered. Okay. I added something in here. There we go. Get rid of that. Remove that. I don't need to explicitly say is null because it is null unless you set a value. Excellent. Cool. So let's go git status. Git status. Secure headers middleware.cs. Yes, git GTI git add git commit attempt at optimizing the generation CSP. Cool. It's this. Right, cool. So what we want to do is in here. Actually, what I want to do is I want to take all of this. Okay. Excuse me. Why don't I create an extension method? An extension method, a helper method. That's probably the best way to do it. For OWASP. Yeah. Okay. So I want it there because it's test code. Put it in the tests. And put a helper in here. Helpers. Realistic. Oh, content security policy generators. Probably shouldn't call it that, but I'm going to call it that anyway. I'm going to call it public static class. Probably shouldn't be a helper, but it doesn't matter. Public static. It's going to return a what? The secure headers middleware configuration. Secure headers middleware configuration. Generate OWASP homepage. SP. Generare. Generare. That sounds so much like it should be Latin. Generare. Now let's drag this over here. Are we not taking up too much of that? Right, and then all we're going to do is we're just literally going to go do. Probably too many brackets, but there you go. And we go return that. Really want like this. So I do that. Excellent. Too many brackets, perhaps. Yep, it's happy now. Redo my closure. Tidy it all up. You only tidy some of them up. Do it as an expression body as well. Make it even easier to read. You know what? Doesn't matter. Right, cool. Because what I'd like to do is have a bunch of methods in here that are what don't you like about that? Yeah, right. A bunch of methods in here that are like import that like that, so then I can actually go splat, right? Cool. Remove unused directives. So then I'm going to go like this. Whoops. Represents the content security. Represents. No, it doesn't. It represents an instance of the CCref. Yeah. Secure headers middleware configuration with the content security policy. There we go. Content security policy from the OWASP homepage. Now we need some remarks on this. The instance of the CCref secure headers middleware configuration that this method returns does not contain any other header values. This the result of this method, the return value, yeah, the return value from this method. This, yeah, the return value is provided as a way of testing the CSP generation code, and should not be used in a live environment. Cheeky face. Yeah, let's do a cheeky face. Emojipedia. I wonder what it's gonna show me ads for, but we'll find out. I'm gonna write cheeky in here. Monkey. Unless you are replacing a WASP website with ASP.NET Core. Cheeky face. There we go. Cool. Returns an instance of the secure header, secure headers middleware configuration with the with headers which represent the content security policy taken from the OWASP homepage, OWASP website homepage on May 15th, 2023. May 15H. Okay. Content security policy. There we go. Cool. Put that in a method. That way I can reuse that at another time if I want to. Pointless typing it all out if I'm not going to reuse it, right? So that's cool. We don't need it in a test, I don't think. Where is... Oh, there. Cool. We'll leave it being used for now. Swap back here. Add this. So actually, on the advice of Zach from the other day, moved OWASP CSP example header to a helper method. Fantastic. Commit and push. This will go ahead and create the branch for me. Cool. You know what? I'm really happy about not having to do a great deal of perf testing. So what is the pull request? Oh, we're going to fix that bug as well. Right, let's do that. So there is a bug with this. I'll show you. We can expand this out. There's a very subtle bug. There's a couple of spaces between the last directive and the start of the URLs. So why don't we track this down? It's in that build header value. It will be directives, fine, with an empty space, and then put an empty space afterwards. There's our problem. That'll be it. Yeah, okay, right. I can see what's going on here. Let's put a regression test in to test this before we fix. I know what the fix is, but let's put a test in, see if we can build a test for it. Right. Regression tests. Okay, so what we want is this'll do it. Right. Not this exact test, but we'll paste this in here. We'll call it foo, so then it'll build. The content security policy adds space, unnecessary space after between final directive and first URI. Cool. So we only need the 2 because it's gonna this is going to produce. Let's put all on one line so we can actually see what's going on. Okay, so this CSP is going to produce what's it going to look like? It's going to look like this one in here. Let's see if I can find style. There we go. Oh, it's actually not putting a space there. Okay, fair enough. Doesn't matter, just grab those 2. Right, it's going to produce style self, right? Then CDN.js Cloudflare with a semicolon, but actually it's going to produce that. Okay, so it's got that double space. It's not necessarily a bug, but let's clean it up while we're here. Right, so how do we test for that? So what we want to do is we want to do strings. So we know how long it should be. It should be right. First off, we want to make sure that it contains the right key. This equal. And we'll assert we want if. We'll put the breakpoint here. I don't think we're going to easily be able to test this because I think this to list on a headers dictionary is going to actually clean it up for us. But let's find out. Okay. In our immediate window, or whatever it's called, there we go. Evaluate that expression. We can see the space there. Right, so what does the header value look like? The header value is a single string. Oh, cool. Okay, right. So we've got a single string, and then we just get first from it. That's fine. Var header value as a single string equals header value dot first. Maybe we do first or default, and then we can catch if. I mean the test shouldn't cause us problems because we're setting it up specifically, right? We're not writing code that needs to be bomb-proof. So we're going to get that. And then we can get the var car count equals header single string dot count. Wait, what is this? Yeah, so we do length. Cool. And then we know what it should be. Does this have a... Rerun this, because I can't remember whether it has the semicolon on the end. Right down here. F5. Does have the... Oh, it's going to have those on. Isn't right. So we split all the semicolons. Let's get added by default. Yeah. And then first, and then split on semicolons. Remove empty entries. Then dot first on that one. That's annoying. I'll tidy it up later. So that should get us this. Let's find out. Debug that test. Did without the semicolon, that's fine. So let's do, we're in the arrange bar, target, the CSP is the target should be that. This is target car count plus target CSP dot length assert dot equal okay, I'll do this up in a minute, but let's see what happens when we run the test. It should fail. I'm expecting it to fail because these two values should not be equal. Yep, 37, 38, excellent. So then we go fix the bug, rerun the test. It should fix it. I'm going to rewrite this line. But there you go. Right, I think. Yeah. So what's happening is there's two ifs here. If there are any directives, then we add those, right? And then we go and ask if there are any URIs. We add a space, then we add those. We're already adding the space here. We need this space. We need that space. Okay, so what we can have is directives and URIs, or we can have just directives, or we can have just URIs. That one, I think. You only trim it. Alright, fair enough. That should fix it. So we need 3 tests for this. Cool, that one passed. So what we need to do, extract header, CSP header from header string, and remove. Wait. Oh, we can just do block mix content and upgrade requests false. That makes more sense. False. False. Cool. That makes things a lot easier to deal with. Then we don't need to do any of this nonsense, we just do first on it, I think. Nope, 37, 38. Oh. Really? Oh, because it's got the semicolon, okay. Because I'm no longer splitting on the semicolon, there we go. Cool. I'll still debug it and make sure. Previously I was, oh gosh, what have I done? Yeah, there we go. So previously I was splitting on the semicolon, which removes the semicolon, but now we're keeping the semicolon, so they both need to match. Right, so the actual header as a string has the semicolon. Cool, which means they now match. Fantastic. So it should be style source self. Yeah. I'm going to make that const. I think const string. There we go. Then it can't be changed. Cool. All right. Don't need to do that. Okay. So this needs to header. Yeah, we'll leave that as it is. Right, so this is content security policy adds unnecessary space between final direct. Morning? How in the heck do you spell unnecessary? I feel like a character in a Terry Pratchett novel. There we go. Okay. This test exercises and proves regression against unnecessary spaces being added between CSP directives between the final directive and first URI in a CSP. Cool, that's what that protects against. Now what we want to do is do the same thing again with just directives, right? And see if it adds an empty space at the beginning. So I'm just call this foo for now. Then it'll build, or fpo apparently. Just with a CSP, should come out like that without the space. I'm just going to run it and see what happens. I don't think it will. No, it will. Boo, success. Excellent. So this is content security policy, adds unnecessary space. After final directive when only directives provided. Cool. And then I need to add a similar summary here. I know what this is protecting against. Regression against spaces being added after a directive when no URIs in a generated CSP when no URIs are provided. Again, this isn't like a game-breaking bug. This is just something that I've spotted and I think it is wrong, so we're gonna check against it. So actually, get rid of all of this. What we want is we want to copy that one. Well, this one foo. And what we want to protect against here is that if a directive isn't provided, we want the URI to come out equal. We should likely also do assert true string dot equals target CSP actual no, actual is fine. Actual CSP. There we go. Actual CSP, and we do string. Keep doing that. String split invariant culture ignore case. So then we're checking that the actual content is the same. Do that, and it's like, oh, I don't know what actual CSP is. Well, guess what? No, you do. These are probably going to all fail now, aren't they? Yeah, actual CSP. There we go. Let's run foo. Cool. Run all the tests. I'll rename foo in a minute. Cool. So this is content security policy. I'm going to copy this name. Adds a necessary space before first URI when no directives provided. Again, are we? Oh, we've gone on to another one. Oh, cool. Alright. What's this one then? This is from Chill Hop Beat Tapes of Vino. We are now listening to this one. Again, €4. You can't beat it. Oops, there we go. Cool. Okay. This test exercise is against non-necessary spaces adding after the first, no, before the first first URI in a CSP when no directives are as provided. I think, are these all CSP related? They are. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this CSP regression tests. Yeah. Then I'm going to go add directory regression tests. There we go. Tested. Yeah, there we go. Moved it and I have to guess. Well, that's my trim builder end. We got public and then I could test it more. Public class string builder extension tests. May as well add some more tests while we're here. So I'm going to be testing this whole thing, this trim end. So we're going to go act first. Public void blah. So what are we not testing? If it's null or its length is 0. Trim end. String builder not is null. How are we going to test this? We're just going to return here. Return string builder. Cool. Range act. But we're going to go var builder equals new string builder. Oh, we got string builder. I might know what I'm doing. That's fine. I always want it to be null. Cert null. This is a daft test. This is why I don't chase after 100% test coverage, because this test is daft. If this thing is null and I pass it into a method, it returns null. Pointless. So there you go. Right, string builder is empty. Return string builder. Okay, equals new string builder. Assert not null. Again, another pointless test. We'll shore up that line. Yep, success. Whoops. Is there a point in trying to write a test for 2 lines? There isn't. We start at the back of the string and we work our way to the front. That's what the for is doing. And then if I is less than the length of that, we set it to +1 and carry on back around. There is literally no point in testing this code. It's fine. Read from code coverage. Yep. It didn't get us anything. But what it did get us was proof that what we... Damn it. Damn it. I know what I'm doing. I could just literally pass in string builder null. Right, so I don't need to arrange. Cool. No, I do need to arrange. Cool. Using statements. Cool. Alright, let's have a look at this. Pull requests. ASP regression tests. Did that. Remove that. Go ahead and we'll test. Get rid of this. What have I done here? I've made a change here and I can't see what it is. Contents are identical, so why are you telling me that? You know what, doesn't matter. Yes, okay, we'll add that one. Added regression test for content security policy builder, which adds there we go. No more blank space. Cool. Oh. Then added some tests around the string builder extensions file. Commit that. Plastic. Then do a git push. Push all of those. Yeah, okay, right, cool. Oh, we got some to-dos. What to-dos? Show me the to-dos. Oh yeah. This bug produces. Oh. I've got 2 to-do items. Didn't originally produce that, it produced that. This one produces that. One produces that. Cool. One to do for nope. so yeah, we should really use .NET counters to do real perf testing. I'm going to click here. That's cool. What's wrong with this word? I'm using the wrong kind of hole, am I? No, I am. Holy, that's it, with a double L. Fantastic. Needs to be caps though. Wholly unscientific. There we go. Doing this testing in quotes revealed a strange bug where extra unnecessary space characters were being added in CSP in generated CSP strings between directive and URIs. There's actually bug CSP space bug fixed. There we go, fixed. Bug where spaces were appearing between this directives and right. Cool. Isn't a game an earth destroying bug, but was worth watching as I was in the area. Just need to make sure I didn't leave any stopwatches in. Let's do stop. Oh, okay, cool. Get that pull request. Look at it over here on this other screen. Pull requests. Oh, we need a version number bump as well, because we've made some changes. This is a minor bug fix, so I'm going to say that this needs to have in the new spec. Get rid of that. This needs to be 6.1.0 and this needs to be 6.1.0 as well. 6.1.0. It's a minor bug fix. Nothing that should cause any problems. Version bump. Git push. Yes. Oh, it fell over straight away. Ryder's getting in the way and breaking things. Right, okay. Ryder is breaking things. So what this is I have a action which does the equivalent of running .NET format on the code base. .NET format is brilliant because it uses the editor config file, which I have as part of the repo, and checks that all of the code is written to a very specific standard. The standard in the editor config. The standard in the editor config. What is not happening is Ryder, when it makes its changes, is ignoring the editor config when it makes like white space changes, blank space changes. So this will come back with a shed load of things that are wrong with this. There we go. .NET check. Some of these issues are like the space formatting with like new line space characters. Some of them are file endings. None of them are file endings. All right, cool. And we're going to do W. We're going to W, and we're going to do S. That will actually .NET check. Oh, it's not .NET check. It's .NET format. Wally format. This will actually fix those issues. They're all blank space issues. That's what W and S mean. So this is just going to work through all of those things. If I run check again, it should come back with nothing. Cool. And if you have a look, it is just literally like there's some blank spaces there. There wasn't a space there. You know, it's little things, but they all add up, right? So fixed some .NET format issues. commit push. I'm happy to push that straight up. Cool. Whilst that's doing its thing, I'm going to run the tests locally as well. Awesome. Back. Hit that refresh. Cool. I'm really glad I did this actually, because whilst that doesn't make a big difference to us reading the files, because we can't see easily the differences between a bunch of empty space characters and what looks like not a bunch of empty space characters, it makes a difference to the compiler. So let's do this. I'm just going to check this because it looks like I've got an email. I think it's about this branch that is broken. All right, cool. Look at this. We are on the test. So what this does, we have an action with a pair of actions on pull requests, where one does the check. It does a .NET check, which checks .NET format, which does a checking of the formatting of all of the code. And then the other one does a build, test, NuGet pack, and download. So if we click this one, actually, if we go back to the actions, we can see that it passed the format check and it passed the build and the package. And then what I can do here is I can manually download this NuGet package, try it on my local machine. But it's absolutely fine. I'm happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and look at... That's fine. Look at this. We're happy and we know it. So I'm going to do this. View. I'm going to post a review. I'm not showing you on screen what I'm doing here. We're going to merge that. Cool. So at some point in the next few minutes, I'll click on actions again. It's now doing a build to push out to NuGet. And at some point, if only Silly Dev, it's 11 PM. It might be just a little bit too late for burgers for me today, but there you go. Good suggestion though. So for those who are looking at the screen, you've missed what Silly Dev said. Silly Dev said, are we going to look at burgers? This is doing the pack and the push to NuGet. Cool. It's now been pushed to NuGet. So 6.1.0 is now on NuGet. It will take a while to process and put up on NuGet, but it will eventually be available. Ooh. What? Oh, cool. That's fine. Oh, cool. And you can pull it into cake as well. Wow. Cool. They were damn fine burgers and the steak was done to perfection. I'm really glad to hear that. Whoa. One of them had a steak on it. Oh, cool. Yeah, so at some point in the next 5-10 minutes, I won't be around when this happens. I won't be around streaming. I mean, when this happens. Jeez, that sounded bad. At some point in the next 10 minutes or so, there will be a 6.1.0, which is the version that has this bug fix in it. So that's pretty cool. Oof, indeed. What I would really like to do is I'd like to be able to send out a message to the people who use this package. Hey, there's an update available. But that obviously is not available as a feature and shouldn't be available as a feature, because otherwise it would mean that you'd have to provide some information to the NuGet folks at Microsoft, that like your email address or something, so that people could actually contact you to say that new versions were around. But you know what? That's fine. I'm fine with it. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't like this little remove from toolbar. Ah, there we go. But that's fine. That just means that the next time that these packages are put through maybe a CI/CD pipeline, or perhaps they're next put through. Do these links work? Oh, it's to share it. Cool. The next time that these packages are put through an IDE or the tooling, then the IDE or tooling will say, hey, there's an update available. Go get the update. And it will be a percentage of a speed increase, but then it could have long-ranging effects for people who run their apps. And I also need to make a release. I haven't done that in ages. Let me show you that. Right, we've got it open on another screen. If I go to the how do I get back to, there we go. If I go back here, the current release on on the GitHub account is this. So I need to go ahead and make a, so the way I do this is I need to go into Git. I need to make a tag. Can I do a tag from here? I do it here. Git. GitHub. Nope. Patch, uncommit, merge. New tag. V6.1.0. Creating created V6.1.0 tag. This tag represents the V6.1.0 release of the middle library. Cool. Create that tag. Failed to resolve invalid. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Fine. It's allowed me to write V610. There we go. Created V6.1.0 tag. This tag represents the V6.1.0 release of the middleware. Let's try that. With hyphens at Jordan. Oh! Failed to resolve that as a... What? 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 Let's just do a git push and see what happens. Nothing to push. Oh wait, git push X. Oh wait, maybe I need to be back on master first. I do need to be back on master. That's why. Check out master. I'm then gonna go. Don't search, you dingus. Synchronize. I will figure this out someday. Maybe I need to create an organization. A wasp. I don't know. Where's my terminal? Git checkout master. Git pull. Cool. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's create a right. What the heck? Git create tag. You know what a tag is? Just tell me how to do it. Git tag. I don't want to annotate tag. Git tag name. All right. Let's go to the terminal. Git tag V6.10. Cool. So we now have a new tag. Hooray! But that means. Hang on. I think that just means that we push the tag here. A verified committer. Excellent. I don't want to create a release here. I want to create a release here. On there. I wonder how I go ahead and create a. I'm going to create a tag in the UI from here. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm going to need to use my other user to create the release. but that's fine. I will create a release, and then at some point in the next, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, if you go on the GitHub page, once I've gone offline, if you go on the GitHub page, there will be a release. Have a look. Versions. Look at that, 6.1.0. It is there. Cool. Right. I'm probably going to call it a day there, folks, and then we'll figure this all out another time. Right. I have been Jay, and I have really enjoyed doing all of this today. So thank you ever so much. I'm going to leave you with this song to let it play out. So you take it easy and have fun, folks.